Welcome to Sports for Supper, live from Sammy's Restaurant at 202 U.S. Highway 90 East in Castroville. Sports for Supper, a weekly look at what's happening in area sports. And now, along with Maury Stein, Dwayne Garza, and Jeff Stivers, here's the host of Sports for Supper, Jared Lucky.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Sports for Supper at Sammy's. This is our eighth broadcast, our ninth broadcast of the year, and tonight we are glad to be joined by Coach Lisa Griggs, the head volleyball coach, and Coach Griggs. Another season, another trip to the playoffs after last night's win against Floresville.
Yes,
so
solidified third place last night.
So what the expectations of the year, you probably wanted a little better than third, but you know what?
We really weren't specific. All we said is we wanted to win more than one round of playoffs. So I guess we should have specified we wanted to win district and then, but we've progressively gotten better.
Let's back up a little bit more. They started out with a rough schedule at the beginning of the season. It was really tough. Coach Griggs set them up with some really tough.
Oh, by the way, this is Dwayne
pre-district games that she set them up with, and I think y'all learned a lot from that. I would imagine. Y'all played some really tough teams. Y'all beat some really tough teams, and might add congratulations again on another winning season.
Thank you. It took us 41 games, but we're now 21 and 20.
21 and 20, so another winning season. So. Success for the volleyball season the last few years. I mean, it's been really good. Playoffs or more something that's expected versus trying to get into. So congratulations on a really good year.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Maury.
Coach, what has been the biggest challenge this year as far as keeping the team going forward every week, even after I watched the two series the second time around against McCullum and Harlandale, and both of those matches, the Panthers had won the first set and looked like the team that, hey, this is the team we expect to see, and then just one mistake kind of turned into another. But it seems like y'all have rectified that situation. What do you focus on in practice after a disappointing loss?
We are trying to still work on minimizing our unforced errors. You can't harp on it because you don't want to play timid or scared to make a mistake, but at the same time, we have to know like we can't give teams 15, 16 points. There's not many teams that we're going to beat giving them over two-thirds of their points. So we try to work on that, swinging smart, not hard all the time. I think the first go-around we were a little nervous. Like we came off of a really tough pre-district schedule, so losing just became almost a habit. Not expected, not what they wanted to do. They're a bunch of pleasers, so they get down on themselves. I think the hardest thing is for them not to be so hard on themselves and to find something, I guess, to direct their attention toward more than the error itself.
Now Tuesday, the game is done set against
Jefferson at 8 o'clock at Paul Taylor Fieldhouse.
And the first game before that is Floresville against Burbank.
Yes.
Y'all have some history with Burbank this year, correct?
Yes, we beat them early in the season in 3 sets.
Was that in a tournament or was that?
That was just a regular Tuesday night game.
Have y'all faced Jefferson in the last couple of years?
We were supposed to play them, but that was when we had a little COVID spell, and so we varsity didn't play them. The JV and the freshmen did.
Year before they did, and they beat Jefferson.
Yeah.
So Burbank won the district,
right?
Then Jefferson finished
second.
So Burbank, Jefferson, Edison, and Highlands, I believe. That's how they ended up over there.
So have you seen any film?
We have some video, and then we had someone scout them last night. So we talked about that today, and we're going to work on it.
What challenges do they bring? Who would you compare them to as far as the three teams in our district?
Southwest in our district.
which is just
they've got hitters that can put the ball down every once in a while, and just keeping those people at bay. You've let them gain momentum. It's a game of momentum, and the longer you can keep it on your side, the better chance you have of winning. So, against Southwest, let's say, we knew we had to stop their two hitters, and we were able to do that. So, just squelching their big hitters.
They have two that are pretty dominant.
I'm not going to say dominant. They're consistent. I don't think they swing as hard as Harlandale or McCollum. So
not too many.
Well, historically, Jefferson's been a decent volleyball team. Their expectations, their scrappy expectations are usually always making the playoffs. So.
Everybody pretty healthy going into
right now we're all firing all cylinders. So just got to stay healthy, and no one gets sick and injured, and everybody's 0-0 at this point. So
there's only one team gonna finish without losing their last match, and that's the state champion.
We're one of the 128 teams still in it. So there's a lot of people that put their nets up and their balls up, and they're moving on. So we're just happy to be part of the 128. And
Coach, talk a little bit about the rest of the program. JV freshmen did have a really good season this year.
Yes,
didn't
so JV district champs. They were 13-1. They did a really good job. They improved as the year progressed. Sometimes I kind of think they were like a second varsity.
Yeah.
They showed a lot of growth and potential. And our freshmen, they were actually undefeated. They didn't even lose a set. So they were 14-0, didn't even drop a set in district play. So it's good for them because they come off of 2 junior high seasons of not winning much. And so it took them probably the first 3 weeks to figure out, we're Panthers and we're going to win. That's just bottom line.
Well, I can
That's
relate to that. I have one in junior high, and things don't go so well in junior high when you play a tough district.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Griggs, it looks like everything is heading in the right direction. Congratulations on another winning season and another trip to the playoffs.
Thank
So
you.
we see you next week after a win and talk to you about next Friday.
And we'll be broadcasting live.
Yes, we will. And we are going to take a commercial break. We have 3 of the volleyball players we'll get to after this break.
Sammy's Restaurant and Habeas Alsatian Bakery, two legendary landmarks in Castroville. From breakfast to delicious hometown lunch specials and more, Sammy's satisfies your taste buds with the unique flavor of Castroville. And from fresh baked breads to pies and pastries, South Texans have made Habeas Alsatian Bakery a must-to-visit since 1940. Sammy's Restaurant, online at sammysrestaurant.com. Habeas Alsatian Bakery, online at habeasbakery.com. Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home in Castroville, Texas, has been providing funeral services to families in the Medina Valley and surrounding areas for many generations. Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home is proud to support the broadcast by the Medina Valley Broadcast Network for the athletes and students participating in this event. Go Panthers! Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home, Castroville, Texas. You may view obituaries at Tandre, Tondre-Gwynn, Guinn.com, or visit the Facebook page of Tandre Gwynn Funeral Home to view funeral notices.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Welcome back to Sports for Supper at Sammy's. We just had Coach Disa Griggs on, the volleyball coach. They are in line for another playoff run, so congratulations to Coach Griggs. We're going to interview three of the volleyball players that she brought, and we'll start with this young lady right here. If you would, tell us your name, your number, and what position you play on the court, and what grade you're at.
Rosalie Hernandez. I'm number 14, middle hitter, and I'm a junior.
So middle hitter, what is your responsibility during the game?
To basically take off any speed, well, majority of the speed, to give our back row a break from all the hits, and to slow down the other middle from the other side so they can't keep up with our pins.
That went right over me.
She hits the ball, and she hits it hard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's one thing she does.
So you're at middle hitter. That means you're up at the net the whole time?
Yes.
Do you ever move to the back on the rotation?
No.
No, she gets substituted for you. Not that you can't.
No, she can't.
So you play up front in the middle. You do a really good job of blocking. And you recently had some really good hits. What do you prefer better, the hits or the blocks when you get points?
I prefer hits.
You do prefer the hits because you get very, very excited when you get the blocks for a point, and I've noticed that. Well, you're one of those that when you do something good, you're like your energy for the rest of the team because you get so excited that everyone else follows up and they get excited too, and they start their high fives and stuff. And a lot of times the rallies start with a good block.
The energy.
With the energy and a good block, and to break the serve, a block, and get the point off the block. We get the serve back, and it creates the energy, and we start momentum after that. So I've noticed that you've done a really good job all year doing that.
So when you mean stopping the speed, that means slowing down the attack from the other side and getting the momentum back to Medina Valley side?
Yeah, just like making the ball easier to pick up for our back row so we can run a quicker offense to get the point.
So Dwayne asked you, and I'm going to ask you, what would you rather do, have a kill or a block?
A kill.
Does it feel better? I would think that feels good, but I would think if one of them big hitters come up there and you can put it back in their face, that would mean that's pretty impressive too.
It is because especially if it's like a really big girl and it's a single block and it goes straight down, that really like picks up the energy. But I really like it when I slam it down and like no girl can pick it up.
How tall are you?
5'5".
So she's 5'5", and she can get up over the net pretty well. She plays like someone close to 6 foot.
Wow.
So when you get set up and a setter doesn't give you a really good set, do you get upset or you just make do with what you got?
I try to work within my best.
She just hangs in the air.
Yeah.
She just hangs in the air for a while, huh?
25-inch vertical, so she's got time.
Yeah. No, good. You've had a great season so far. Hopefully you keep it up.
What is your vertical? Have you ever?
I don't fully remember. I think it's around 25
Wow.
26.
Do you play any other sports?
I used to run track, but I play club volleyball, so the seasons don't really match well. So I'm more focused on volleyball right now.
So you're a junior?
Yes.
This whole time I thought you were a senior. At least that's what Max Preps has you at. They have you at a senior. So
yeah,
I've been listening to you at a senior the whole time. I apologize for that.
Well, thank you very much. We'll move the mic over. Same routine, name, number, position on the court, and what grade you're in.
I'm Peyton Keller, number 19, junior, and I'm a DS, back row.
You got
specialist.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say, you
remember
got
that one.
specialist.
the more you may not know, you got to spell it out for them.
So you come in and serve quite a bit, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's your specialty is serving.
And the back line.
Yes, and the back
So
line.
your job is to make the pass to the
To the
front.
setter,
Yeah.
to the setter, to get the setter, and the setter sets it up for anyone on the front row.
So what's more difficult, serving or picking up or digging one, setting it to the front row?
Well, it depends on the team that you're playing, because obviously if there's better hitters, then it's harder to pick it up. But if we're playing an easy team, it's easier to get a ball down when serving, because they're just not
So
too
who
flexible.
are you looking at a coach to give you where they want you to serve
Yeah.
the ball?
Coach Stein gives me a position to serve too.
There's
for-
never a time where they just tell you, hey, this time we just want you to get it over
Well,
the net, or
sometimes, especially for game points, when it's the other team's game point and we just need it over and in, can't afford to miss it, or it'll cost us the game or something. But
Maury, she had a stretch at one point. I think it was 3 games. She had 11 aces, I think, in 3 games. So that her specialty is serving. I think she played beginning of the season. She did some libero work. She did some back row work. But she comes in and she's a specialist server, I guess you could say.
She has like a knuckleball.
She has a knuckleball.
Yeah,
There's a
she's got
couple of them
some
that do that
crazy
too.
movement on it.
And it's hard to get. You made a laughing stock out of Legacy for a while there, because I don't know
Yeah.
I think you had 5 aces against them or something like that. It was unreal. But
I had 6.
yeah, no, it says 5 right here.
you stand to be corrected.
So congratulations, you had a great year. You're a senior, right?
No, I'm a
You're
junior.
a junior too. Okay, that's right. Okay,
These are all babies.
yes, these are all babies.
So what's the perfect scenario Tuesday going into the match with John Jay? Game on the line. Jefferson, excuse me. Game on the line. Would you rather have a good dig, or would you rather serve one of those aces for the winning point?
Oh, definitely an ace. That's just,
Pretty easy question.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
mean,
what do you
Instant point with no work.
right?
Yeah.
What do you attribute your good serving to? What have you tried that makes the ball knuckle? How do you?
Well, I don't know. I used to struggle with serving, especially when I was just starting playing volleyball, playing club, and my old club coach, Coach Eric, he used to work with me on, first of all, getting the serve over. That was the first thing. And then we started working on, my pace with it and how hard I hit it. And then we started working on my spots and everything. And then I started working on, different kinds of serve, float, top, all that.
So Coach Eric Holderby.
Yes, sir.
Does your
I
mom
golf with him. I know.
Does
who
your
he
mom
is.
give you a tough time?
About what?
Volleyball?
Sometimes.
Who's the biggest critic, mom or dad?
Oh, that's a good question.
Not critic, but who when you get home, who's kind of the one that says, you could have done better here, or you should have done better
I
there,
would-
or
I'll put you on the
a
spot.
great game when you got 6 aces?
I would say my parents are pretty equal in that regard. My dad, I feel like he tries to give me more advice about it, but he also, gets on me a little bit. But
All in all, they're very supportive, though.
yeah,
Absolutely.
they're
Good
yeah.
people.
Well, thank you very much. Do you play any other sports?
Not anymore. I used to play select softball, track, basketball, soccer, all that. But then I started focusing more on volleyball, and those slowly started.
Are you doing club
getting
again?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck Tuesday. We'll pass the
Thank you.
mic down. Same routine, young lady. Name, number, position, and what grade you're in.
I'm Lexi Tedford. I'm number 13. I'm a setter and a sophomore.
And that you only play the front?
No, I'm back row, so I just set.
So the setter gets to move.
As soon as the
forward.
ball is served, she goes to the back. Or
So like
she gets a
she
second
would
hit.
like pass to me and
Yeah.
then.
Oh, okay.
She gets a second touch every time. Tries to anyway.
So how do you handle with the two hitters, or how do you handle when everybody wants the ball?
Well,
Say, I want it, me.
so you try to like spread it out just to keep like the block going, like so they're not just staying on the outside or staying in the middle. So you want to try to like spread it out.
So you have to
Between.
turn and read where the defense is trying to block, and then try and set it and make three people happy. Basically.
Sometimes.
So you actually started out in the junior varsity at the beginning of the year, correct?
I
then
played
mo-
scrimmages there.
And then you moved up. Were you, how nervous were you moving up after those scrimmages?
I don't know. I was more just like ready to get in there. Like I wanted to play at a higher level. And
Because you haven't really played
Too
with
good.
any of those girls until this year, have you?
actually, a lot of them. So I'm an old sophomore. So a lot of the junior class I have played with in club, and then I've worked out with a lot of the seniors outside of school.
So last night you came in the second set, and actually I think you kind of helped turn things around because you had some really, really good sets.
Well, thank you.
Reverse sets first time last night, or I hadn't seen. No, you've done it before.
Yes, sir.
So you had some really good reverse sets last night. Not to mention, were you running into slide plays also?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, because that's fairly new this season, right? Are we not supposed to say that? The other team listening?
No, I mean,
Hey, they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, they do.
They gotta stop it.
I'm sure they had someone in the stands last night too. So, enjoy setting more or scoring points.
Setting.
You really?
I like when I like get a good set and then they get like a good.
Do you
kill
ever
off
hope
of
that
it.
someone else, or that you get the first touch and someone else has to set, and will they try to set you? Has that ever happened, or do you just let someone else do that?
Not this year.
No back row attacks, huh?
No, I used to hit my freshman year. I hit last year, but no, not this year.
Okay, next year,
Maybe.
maybe, huh?
But you come in and serve also, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So how does that work? You serve and then play the next two spots, and then you're out for someone else when you're supposed to go to the front.
I sub with the right side, so I sub in and out with the right side hitter. So I serve
okay.
and then
Yeah,
I
she
play 3
subs.
rotations.
So who usually is in the game when your time is to set? Who are usually the 3 girls that you're setting to start with?
It kind of changes, but Madison Habe, Spencer McCool, Kylie Moots, Rosalie, and who else? Haley.
Which one gives you the most grief when you don't, at the end of the match, when you don't set them the ball?
None of them really.
It's more going home, the mom and dad that she gets
Yeah.
the grief from.
Which one gives you the high fives, or which one y'all like to slap each other? You know, which one actually, like getting a lick, which one actually puts the worst on you? That you be like, God, I don't want to set her because I'm going to catch it?
No. When me and Haley connect pretty well, she gets really excited.
Because that doesn't look like it feels too good sometimes. But I mean, that's enthusiasm, and that's good. Perfect scenario, winning point against Jefferson. Who do you set it to?
It depends. I mean, all of the setters, I try to like find their perfect set so that we can all
Is
set
there?
around.
I know there is. Answer my own question, but do you sometimes wish that volleyball didn't have different colors on it so they can see the?
There's some games it's
It's contagious too, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
But what-
okay. It happens to everyone. And
When you said backwards, you mean setting it behind?
yeah, they're setting to the person to the side of you. You're standing sideways and you set it backwards
Wow.
to the person behind you without seeing them. So
Without
it's,
making it spin?
It's right.
Yeah.
It's a blind. It's a blind
that's the
set.
goal.
Okay, then my other question. Would you rather set a spike for the win, or would you rather dink them and catch the open spot? And when do you know, what does intuition tell you, okay, this time maybe I need to just...
Sometimes I haven't really done it a lot this year, but sometimes when there's like a long play, we try to throw them off or
If the rally's
Just
going,
depends.
you try to change it up, momentum.
Yes, sir.
You had a couple of short sets last night. Is that a play, or do y'all talk about that, or do they instinctively know you're going to do that?
Well, they'll call it.
They'll
so
call
they
it?
call
Okay.
what they want.
Okay. That seemed to work really good last night.
Well, Lexi, do you play any other sports?
No, sir. Just volleyball.
So we just have 3 volleyball players that are
Full-timers.
full-timers.
Yeah,
Wow.
club volleyball too, right?
Yes, sir. This is my first year actually not playing club, but
Okay.
normally.
Well, girls, thank you all.
Yeah, thanks for
Good
coming
luck
out. Good luck to
Tuesday,
y'all.
and hopefully we'll hear from, or when we hear from Coach Griggs next Wednesday, we'll find out who y'all play
After
the following
that,
week.
that's right.
And good luck, girls. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
So that's Tuesday, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. tentatively. It
At
won't
Paul
start
Taylor?
any
Is that all of
earlier
it?
because,
Floresville plays
but
before.
it could start later because of the match.
Yeah.
And they play the second match of that evening at Paul Taylor Fieldhouse.
Thanks, ladies.
With that, we are going to take a break.
See you, girls.
And after sports will continue in just a moment.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you. Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at doubleThunting.com.
Welcome back. Sports for Supper at Sammy's. We've just had Coach Griggs and 3 of the players as they continue or start their playoff run. We are joined now by the head basketball coach, girls basketball coach, Coach Russell. Coach Russell, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
And let's go over a little bit of how the season ended last year amid of COVID and the Panthers kind of losing with a kind of short-handed team, playing with a couple of players that.
Give us a refresher of how last year went.
And what how is it different this year? Not having to deal with that headache.
I'm not having a coach with a mask on.
Yes.
So that's been great. I think every team in the state of Texas dealt with COVID in some sort of way, and. We had a little bit of it early before district that affected us a little bit, but obviously we had one of our top players in our biggest game of the year that got knocked out the day before the game, and so that hurt us bad. When you're going against the number 5 team in the state and trying to get past them, and you're not at full strength, it definitely hurts. But it was absolutely with everything that took place last year was an amazing season. I mean, we ended up 24-4, undefeated in district, and so all things considered, I couldn't have imagined the year going better than it did. We spent 2 years trying to get past that first round game. We finally were able to do that last year and got to the second round, and of course we have goals this year to get past that, and it's going to be a hard task. But I think we're up to the challenge.
Talk about this year, the players that graduated last year. Who was the main ones that you'll be without this year coming up?
It was definitely a good senior group for us. We had Mackenzie Deacock and Katie Burris. They were starters for us last year, and definitely will be missed just with their leadership. If you remember Katie Burris playing, I mean, she was heart and soul of our team, just with effort and leadership and things like that. And so definitely areas that need to be replaced, but I think we're up to it. Every year you lose kids, you're like, man, how are we going to deal without them? And you find a way, and you move on, and we're definitely excited about the group we have coming back this year for sure.
You have a real real good group coming back. You have your nucleus coming back as you know, we saw the 3 young ladies you brought. What are the goals this year? It's hard to improve on a undefeated season, but
yes, it is.
Yeah.
I just talking to Jeff a second ago, can't believe this is my 4th year back, right? And sitting in this chair 4 years ago, there was no expectations. No one expected anything out of us, and so I think we snuck in there and finished 2nd in district. People did not expect that to happen. Well, now this year, there's no question the target's on our back. I mean, we're going to get everybody's best game come district time. I'll talk about my pre-district schedule here in a second, but it's a doozy for sure.
That's what I was going to ask you.
We had a lot of games where we won by 30 points or more last year. I mean, our average winning for the whole season, we probably won by an average of 15 to 20 points a game. And so it's fun. Everybody gets –
you didn't – not for broadcasting, it's not.
Yeah.
You got to quit doing that.
Everybody gets an opportunity to play. But I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago about this, and, the things when you play a really good team where you just can't let up, you find out real quick the areas you're not good in. If you're winning by 20, 30 points a game, you can make mistakes, and you don't even realize you're making those mistakes until you play against good competition. And there's no doubt in my mind this year, this is the toughest schedule that I've ever put together as a coach.
Well, I remember last year when you sat across from us, I believe you had played Kerrville Tivy, who was number 5 or 6 ranked in the state. You went to Kerrville and beat them the first game of the year,
season, yeah.
It was a great start to the season for sure, and we opened up again with Kerrville Tivy, and then we come back around and we play Bernie. Then in the next game, they're ranked number 3 in the state right now in 4A. We're in the Floresville tournament, which we've always gone to that. They always put a good tournament on, and we're going to play San Antonio MacArthur's in our pool, and then we play Samuel Clemens, who's ranked number 15 in 6A. And then we go over to we open up in the North Side tournament, and we open again with San Antonio MacArthur, but you got Brennan in that tournament. I mean, it's all 6A schools. And then we're going over to New Braunfels Canyon, and we open up in that tournament against the number 1 team in TAPS, which is Liberty Christian out in Argyle, Texas, and they've got like 5 Division I players starting for them. So, I mean, we have a similar schedule last year. We just didn't play tournaments. And so I just called around and try to find the best tournaments around and make sure that we're tested, because if you're going to get past a Georgetown, or Cedar Park, which would be a second-round game for us, they won state last year out of our region. You've got to be battle-tested, and we've really got to figure it out, how we can beat those teams.
Well, and it sounds like you have the pre-district schedule. And you sat here last year, and you expressed the same thing. You can get more out of a close loss and playing good than you can out of a 30-point blowout win because of who you're playing, because you're learning on the fly. You're playing against the best, and you're trying to compete against the best. So the players need to play their best.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy winning a lot,
Right.
But I'm trying to get it in our kids' heads to understand, the schedule that we have up against us, and that, are we going to win some of those games? I absolutely believe that we are. But, are we going to finish the season 24-4? I don't think we are. But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a matter of what we do in district and what we do in the playoffs. And if the kids can understand that and not lose confidence, I think we have an opportunity for a special season for sure.
Well, an early season loss will feel a lot better by a late season win, and that's basically what the goal you're setting. You want to be prepared for when it, quote, counts down the line. Talk about your players that are coming back.
So the 3 girls that we have here tonight that'll be talking in a minute is Eliana Morales. She's been starting point guard for us. She was a freshman. She's a senior now. Kaylin Persine was on the varsity as a freshman, so she's going into her 4th year of varsity experience. We got Clara Arroyos, who's here as well, and she helped our JV team as a freshman be 28-0, and then came in as a sophomore, has been first-team all-district ever since then. I've got 7 seniors. Morgan Hendricks coming back, and I mean she
was gone most of the year.
Well,
right,
she had an
year?
ACL injury her sophomore year, so she spent all last year trying to get in shape. And I tell you what, she's playing really well in practice. Aubrey Davidson, we got her coming back. Kylie Moots is still in volleyball, and she'll come over. And then our last senior that was a good JV contributor for us is Jaya Kosper, and she'll be part of that lineup that's going to help us out. And so we've got a lot of experience. You know, the one area, we're not real big. You know, we got Kylie, she's got a little size to her, but we're not real big. And so, you know, one thing that if you've come and watched us play, we're going to put a lot of pressure, and we're going to continue doing that. But we've run a lot of man. Probably I'd say 95% of games that you watch us, we're playing man. We're going to run a lot more zone this year. And a lot of that has to do with we've got to find a way to compete against teams that have a lot of size. In order to do that, we're going to have to kind of pack it in a little bit and be able to close out and contest threes also. But I think that's been an area that we've struggled with the last couple of years. When we go up against a team that's bigger than us, I think we're going to match up with them guard-wise, handling the ball, quickness, things like that. But the size is what hurts us, and so we've got to do something different and change it up a little bit.
Well, all 3 of the young ladies that you brought here, each one of them got something in district, got player of the year, or each one of them won. I don't want to say won, but they accredited something in the district. You know, as far as one of them, I think Eliana was the MVP.
So Eliana was MVP of the district, and she was Texas Girls Coach Association All-State. She also played in the Texas Girls Coach Association All-Star Game, which was a great honor this last summer. Kaylin Persine was Defensive Player of the Year for us last year. And then Clara was first-team All-District. Easily could have had a superlative as well. And so, obviously, with those 3, we feel pretty strong with them in the lineup for sure.
And I noticed last year, because we did quite a few of the girls' broadcasts, it seems like the 3 young ladies you have, they feed off of each other, and they 2 of them I know pride themselves very much just playing their defense, just shutting down their opponent. And, you know, you talked about working in the middle. They may not have the height,
right,
but when that ball goes up in the air, there's 3 of them going to be fighting for the ball.
Well, I tell my kids as soon as they come in as freshmen on the freshman team, if you can't play defense, you can't play for me. You know, and defense is all about effort. Defense is effort. You don't, if you're not a great offensive player, you can play good defense because it takes effort. And definitely these 3 kids, absolutely, each one of them could have been Defensive Player of the Year. You know, and Kaylin, she's just so disruptive. You know, she didn't lead our team in steals, but she led in deflections. We keep a stat called deflections, just getting a hand on a ball. She led in that, and then Clara led the team in steals, and, you know, Eliana was right behind it. And I think that just with effort, you know, when you watch them play, they want to give their all. They're going to be so tired at the end of the game because they gave all their effort, and I think that's what makes us special for sure.
So, go ahead.
Well, you just said being tired at the end of the game. Some of the things you've done in the past, if you really prioritize conditioning,
right?
Because you want to finish, you want to be able to finish and physicality. Same game plan going forward.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, it depends on the team we're playing, for sure. But you know, what I like looking at is if you watch film, there were some games, even during district, you know, even our first playoff game against Sam Houston, we're up 4 at halftime. You know, we're pressing them the whole game. We're pressing teams in our district the whole game, and they're in it at halftime. But halfway through the third quarter, you know, the other coach is calling timeout, and we look over there, we see all their hands on their knees. And I look at my girls and said, I don't care how tired you are, get your hands off your knees. You know, we want to make sure that maybe we're a little bit tired. We don't want the other team thinking we are.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, third quarter is when we make our run. And we're opening the thing up from 5 to 8 points to 20, you know. And we pride ourselves in conditioning. I very rarely punish my kids by doing conditioning because it's not a punishment. You know, it's going to be hard. We're going to work hard, but it's going to pay off in the games.
Absolutely.
And it starts when they're freshmen. You know, my freshman kids, their eyes are this big going, oh, my gosh, we're running like crazy. And I'm telling them all the time, being encouraging, it's not about consequences. It's not about you making mistakes. That's not why we're running. This is what we do. So
I sat and I talked to you after you came back to coaching back here at Medina Valley. During that first year, kind of sat down and I talked to you in between one of the games, and you stated to me that you're not going to be that vocal this first year because they're learning something new.
Yeah.
You want to instill your respect on the kids before they respect you. And it seemed like, Coach, it's been just how you figured it out. I mean, y'all have improved every year. You have two out of the four that have been starting for you since they were freshmen. The other one started when she was a sophomore. And that's just attributed to yourself and how much dedication they've put in for you. They believe and they trust in what you are trying to teach them.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. I felt like we had a confidence issue my first year, that the talent was there, but we just didn't believe in ourselves. You know, now it's making sure we don't have a cocky issue, right? That we're confident but not overconfident, and we don't have that. But, like, if you ask the girls in a second, you know, they might think I've been a little bit more grumpy this year. And I think it's because I understand what we're about to go up against, that, you know, we can't take time off in practice. I mean, we've got to be at our best every single day, just like we've got to be at our best during the games. And, you know, you can talk to a coach, say, well, I coach all my kids this way. And that's bull. You can't do that. You know, each kid's going to respond in a different way. And you just got to figure out what motivates this kid. You know, I can tell you right now, if I got an Eliana Morales' face and I chew her up and down, I might as well sit her down. Because that's not how she responds. I can get on to her, but that's not how she responds. So, you know, every kid is a little bit different. There's some kids, hey, you got to scream in their face and get after them to motivate them. That's not my style of coaching. I don't want to coach that way, but I will if it gets them going.
Some thrive on positive reinforcement.
Absolutely.
You know?
And then it seems like you know which buttons to push, which ones to sit back.
That makes a good coach.
And it's reflective on your record since you came back. I mean, it's astounding. I mean, the first year, nobody expected anything. It's second place in district. I mean, and it's just the confidence in the girls. I mean, it's like, Coach, when something's going wrong and you call a timeout, it's just like watching, and you know that the mistakes ain't going to happen no more. I mean, it's like you know what buttons to push.
Well, and I think that I've been fortunate to have some great kids. My first stint at Medina Valley and my second stint, I've had great kids come through there. And it's just a matter of trying to set them up for success. And I tell them all the time, practice is my time. Like, I love practice. I love teaching the game, motivating kids, you know, but the game is their time. I said, I can't play anymore. I'm out of eligibility. I can't play. So the best thing to do is coach. And so as a player, the game's the best part. As a coach, for me, it's practice. It's preparing for that game and then letting them go and letting them be successful. And there's times you got to reflect and go, well, I didn't do a very good job preparing them for that game, so I need to reflect on myself. Just like, hey, maybe they didn't get it done in that game. They need to reflect themselves as well. And so it's been fun for sure for the last 4 years. And, you know, I went home the other day and I'm like, man, I've got like 12 teenage daughters. This is wearing me out. You know, you can imagine trying to figure that all out, but they're a fun group and a goofy group. You know, you watch us before a game, you're like, man, they're not prepared at all to play. But if I'm all over these kids, making them sit still in the stands and absolutely do nothing, not hooting and hollering, we're not going to play very good. They got to be loose, and that's how this group is.
You know your girls. Not everyone can say that because not everyone knows their girls, so you know how to react to them, and they know how to react to you. Yeah. Where are we season-wise? Scrimmages, getting ready to play? What kind of court time have we seen?
Yeah, we just finished our first week of practice, and we have our first scrimmage coming up Saturday. We'll be scrimmaging Harlan. We'll be scrimmaging Lee. And so it starts right off the bat.
In one day?
On Saturday.
On Saturday, wow.
So 10 o'clock Saturday morning, we're opening up with Harlan, and they're good. So we're going to have to be at our best right away, and then we'll scrimmage Taft on Tuesday.
They're both 6A, right?
Yep. And then we open up with Kerrville-Tivy at Kerrville-Tivy on Friday next week.
Next
Friday.
From Friday. A week from Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow, great, Coach.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for stopping by. Good luck this year, and we'll be doing as many games as we can and look forward to another playoff run.
Absolutely.
Look forward to it.
It's going to be fun.
We will take a quick break and come back with the basketball players when Sports for Supper continues in just a moment.
Double T Outfitters offers deer, dove, turkey, quail, and exotic hunts in Southwest Texas on over 20,000 low-fenced acres. They facilitate professional guide services, lodging, and fantastic meals while providing the best in Southwest hunting. Contact Double T Outfitters to find out details about their current package hunts. Contact owner Brett Ferguson at 210-413-1597 or online at doubleThunting.com.
Welcome back for Sports for Supper. I want to thank Coach Russell for joining us. We will turn the mic over to three of the young ladies that will be representing Medina Valley basketball this year. And which one of y'all wants to start?
Shoot, I'll
On
go.
this end?
Yeah, I'll go.
She ain't scared.
I know y'all.
Name, number, position on the court, and
Class
what
rank.
grade you're in.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Okay, hold on. I'm a senior. My name is Eliana Morales. I'm number 3, and my position is a point guard.
And you are 4-year starter, correct?
4-year starter, yes.
So what have you learned from Coach Russell? How has he been a motivating person as far as being on the court?
I've been with him for a very long time. Like, with basketball, you see your coach and your teammates more than you see your own family during the season. So I would say that he's definitely like another dad to me, another dad figure. So one thing that I learned from him is like patience. Learning to find patience with myself, being a leader, trying to find everything that I can just to win, even if that means sacrificing everything or just doing the little things and maybe not scoring every game as much or making more assists to them and not me, you know?
Yeah,
Like
one
that
thing,
stuff.
it's, a lot of coaches that I used to have in the past would say, I don't care how many points you scored, how many points did the person you were guarding score?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you shut down the other opponent? Did you do what you were supposed to do defensively?
Yeah.
Did you get people involved? Things like that are just as important.
There's two sides of basketball, offense and defense. So I feel like what you just said, like, you can be a great offensive player, but be a terrible defensive player.
Well, Michael Jordan. Who are some of them others that were not very good defensively?
I don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
Was he really?
I shut
Shaquille
Shaq
O'Neal.
down
Okay.
after he went to the bench.
Okay.
But anyway, hey, it's great having you here, and we're looking forward to watching you control the offense and push the ball and do things. Maury and I have done a lot of the games with y'all, and it's been nice to see all three of y'all grow over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And when you came up, you were a little pipsqueak, and we were like, what is that little stinky freshman doing? Quit turning the ball over, but now lately we've seen your growth and how playing the game and learning the game has really come to you, and you were a lot better your sophomore year to your junior year, and now the expectations on you your senior year. So we're really looking forward to watching you grow this year. And
Eliana, what do you think is your strong point? Your offensive output or your defensive?
Offensive. I feel like I'm a passer. I look a lot. I make my assist very crucial to my game because I know that all the time I can't drive to the basket. I mean, I'm 5'2", 115. I mean, I can only do so much.
That ain't scared you one bit.
It hasn't, but sometimes against Georgetown, that was kind of rough with us. Because I know that their press, we practiced it, but it just
you can't simulate it in practice.
You can't.
It's so much harder in the game.
The speed and just their physicality. They were very very physical.
And you get fatigued after a while, just constantly getting hit, constant pressure and pressure. So it's definitely something that we had to learn from. But I would say, like, offensively, I'm a better player than defensively.
So would you, clutch situation, second round of the playoffs, y'all playing the same team that eliminated y'all last year, do you want that open shot or do you want to dish it down to Miss Persan or Miss Arroyo for the game winner?
Oh, God.
The empty, the best,
What's
the highest percentage shot.
I was about to say.
Closer
Caitlin.
to the rim, right?
Caitlin, yeah. Yeah,
well, what if Caitlin's out, in the elbow? Or she's down in the corner?
Oh, God.
Well, and it's take a wild stab at it.
Well, Morgan would be standing there wide open in the corner.
Morgan's underneath the basket. Arroyos is over here. And they're all open.
Who's underneath the basket again? Morgan?
Does it matter?
Oh.
No, it doesn't matter. You're going to find the open person. Yes. You're going to make the open shot. Yeah. You're going to do what you need to do to win the game. There you go.
What are the expectations this year?
My expectation, of course I want to go far. Of course my senior year. But just enjoy my senior year. These are the last time I'm going to see all these girls after a long time.
Oh, stop it. You're making me cry.
Do you play any other sports?
I do not. Just basketball.
Any aspects after high school? Any basketball in the future? Or
in college, yes. In college.
Teams looking? Can you say anything? Or
I can, but they're just interest so far. Nothing too big, just interest.
That's
here
good.
and there.
You got options right now.
No, not the Spurs.
Aren't they called the Stars?
No, they eliminated them. They're gone. There's no more Stars.
All right. Well, hey, great having you.
This year coming up.
Great
to have you. We'll pass the mic down.
Okay.
Name, position, number, grade.
I'm Kaylin Persine. I am a senior. My number this year will be 5 instead of 11. I'm a 4, which is kind of like a power forward, I guess. So it's mainly a post, but not really a post. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like post and a shooting guard kind of.
Reason for the number change?
I don't know. I've just changed my number every year. Like my freshman year, I was 40 and 42. Didn't like that. No, I think I've had 11 for the past 2 years.
Double hockey sticks.
So, who did somebody wear that number last year?
Alasia Palomares.
So what do you pride your game on?
Defense.
Your defense?
Yeah.
How hard was it last year to sit out because of the COVID watching your team?
I don't even want to talk about that.
Here we go. We're tearing up again, Maury. Why'd you bring that up?
I was really frustrated because my parents had it, but I didn't have it. Like, I never got it. And I had to sit out of our last game that season. And I think COVID's stupid. If you get it, you get it, whatever. But it was really difficult whenever they were leaving for the game. And I had to wave bye to them. Why am I crying? But I was
start crying.
You have another year of redemption.
Yes, but my road is right across the highway from Victory Lane. And so I drove down there and I was waving to them and all that. And then they sent me all these videos of them crying. So that was really hard, but we got another year.
So what are the expectations this year?
I make it to the second round of playoffs.
And win?
Hopefully, yes.
But you
honestly, I just want to be Bernie. I hate them. I just want to be
They're
Bernie.
not even in your district.
I don't. We have lost to them every year.
We have.
Bernie. I want to beat them so bad.
Okay, well.
So bad.
Which one? It's not champion. It's Bernie High.
Oh, it's the purple one. I don't know. It's the purple one. Yeah.
So they've had y'all's number?
Yeah, that's the second game, right? Because you start off with Kerrville. Yeah, you better not overlook Kerrville.
No. We barely beat Kerrville last year.
Elbow injury. Got an elbow injury.
But you were the defensive player of the year?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What do you attribute that to? Your foot speed, you know. Just watching you play, you're not afraid to get in there with the bigger girls and mix it up a little bit.
You wouldn't think I'd be very strong, right? Because I'm short.
I did not say that. I've watched you. I've watched you on the track. I know better.
Yeah. No. I am pretty fast. It makes it a lot easier guarding point guards and stuff. But point guards don't usually think that a post is going to guard them, right? And so it kind of throws them off a little bit. And then they see me guarding this 5'10".
You're not a
built
post.
girl.
Don't call yourself a post anymore. You're not a post.
But
one thing you do have, you have a knack for predicting where the pass is going to go.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you lead the team in steals every year. You or Eliana, one of you, or
Clara.
It is Clara.
One of you three.
I have deflections.
Yeah, but you do anticipate the pass,
Yes,
and
sir.
you get in passing lanes, and you force people
It's
because
really
of your
tiring.
quickness. Yeah, it is. It is.
Because he
It's
has
hard.
me on top of everything.
It is.
On top of
It's
the
hard.
press, on our new zone, on
Yeah.
everything.
Go over day's practice as far as conditioning.
Ooh, well, during like preseason when we were just in like the period, we would always run bleachers before weight room, so that was pretty tiring. And then the first day of practice, we ran sideline sprints, and so it was like 10 and 45, 7 and 30, 4 and 15, and think we ran another 7 and 30. And then did we end up running 1 or 2 gassers? We ran 2 gassers on the first day of practice. It's kind of like suicides, but you backpedal back instead of sprinting.
Oh.
So it's burning. That thing's burning.
So this is what the first group, the freshmen see also?
Yeah.
So you
We all
find
do it.
out pretty quick, hey, this ain't for me. I'm out of here. Or, you know what, I got to dedicate
They do
myself.
their best. Yeah.
Do you, I know you run track. Do you play any other sports?
I don't.
And
I'm not too big in that. I'm just
and
focused
track,
on basketball.
you went to regionals, correct?
We went to state last year
Went to
for the
state.
4x2.
And also,
And just about
you
everybody
are
comes back
great
off of that group.
hurdler, aren't you? Correct. Also,
Pretty decent, yes.
well, you were regionals in the hurdles too, weren't you?
Yes.
And
Regionals
the-
in
well, I-
hurdles, 200, and long jump.
I think you set
and
a
the 4x2.
school record at one time, and it lasted like a whole race, right, until Haley broke it.
In middle school.
What was that in middle school? I thought it was last year. I thought you'd said it, and then Haley broke it right after that in the
Nope,
next race.
she broke her own record
Okay.
like twice, I think.
So, any aspirations of playing any sports after high school?
Probably not.
Where are you going to go to college? Don't even
UTSA.
say. Okay.
I've already applied. It's happening.
What do you
She
think
was
of-
going to say that other maroon school where
Oh.
a lot of them go. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Didn't your dad go there? Where'd your dad go?
He went to UT.
Okay, he was a UT guy. Okay.
So
Well,
was my
I was
grandpa.
wrong. Okay.
Little Steve.
Well,
All right.
Thank
gotcha.
you, Caitlin. Move the
Thank you.
mic down to the end. Name, number, what grade you're in.
You look
position on
you
the
look so
court.
much different too with your hair down.
I'm Clara. I'm a senior, and I'm number 22. I play almost every position.
So you actually fill in for Eliana at point guard sometimes?
Yes.
When she needs a break?
Yes.
Which position do you prefer?
I'm more of a 3, a small forward. I get to drive more. I like driving.
So you'd rather shoot the ball or play defense?
Defense, 100%.
That shows.
And you led the team in steals last year?
Yes, sir.
What do you attribute that to?
Kaylin's deflections.
Honest, didn't you?
Well, there you go.
There you go.
But how important is it, or how much is it the chemistry between y'all three? How much does that help that y'all have played together the last 3? Because y'all seem like y'all kind of know where each person's going to be on the court.
Yeah, it helps so much because you can have all the talent and no chemistry and just it doesn't work. You can't win a single game because you're trying to do something, someone else is trying to do something else. It's just a mess. So being able to having as much experience playing with them as much as we do, it helps a lot. Yeah, we know our limitations. We know each other's strengths. We know what to anticipate with the other person. So it's amazing.
BFF for life, so.
Yeah, something like that.
So this is the perfect scenario in round 2 of the playoffs to get revenge on the team that knocked y'all out last year. The game's tied. They're bringing in the ball. Caitlin deflects it. Clara steals it, feeds you for a layup for the winning basket.
Yes, that happens.
Hey, now
I know
we,
that's
no,
happened so many
we
times.
do. Yeah, we do
You'd
that
be
now with the
surprised
football
how many
team.
times
The football team
That's
calls their
happened
the
so many
shots.
times.
athletes sit on this side
Yep.
and make a prediction, and it comes true.
Yep. Yeah.
As do I.
Look, Kaylin's already. She's thinking about it. Like, yeah, scenarios here. How can I do that? Yeah.
So, which would you rather play, offense or defense? Would you rather make a steal, or would you rather hit an open jump shot? And have you ever met a jump shot you didn't like?
I like defense. I like getting the steals.
There's a lot more cheering.
There is.
There's a lot what?
A lot more cheering.
Or
Especially
when
if
you play defense?
Yes.
Because when you cross them up, it's just fun. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's crowded.
I don't really have. I do have a preference on my shot, but I'll take whichever shot I feel is good. If not, I'll pass.
Which is your preferred shot?
I like my baseline drive.
She does that.
You know, I've seen Coach Russell now for 4 years, and before that, I coached against Coach Russell a little bit. I saw him, years ago, and then I've seen him coach before he was coaching you girls when he had left and come back. Yeah, and I don't think Coach Russell has met a shot that he doesn't want y'all to take.
Yeah.
He wants y'all cranking it up, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, really? He banks them? No, I'm talking about for his team, though. He wants you girls. He wants you to shoot the ball. And I've seen over the years, I've seen some girls, struggle, but the type of coach he is, hey, if you've got the open shot, the confidence needs to be there. Keep shooting it.
100%.
Keep shooting it, and y'all are probably 3 of the better ones at it. So when he says go out there and take the open shot, you 3 are the ones that need to be doing it. And if you're not doing it, encourage your teammates to do it. Why did you pass up that shot? Why'd you pass up that shot? Take the shot.
We do that all the time.
That's great. Good stuff.
Clara, do you play any other sports?
I just got out of cross country last week, or earlier this week, actually.
Didn't y'all finish first in district, right?
Yes.
So is it over with now, or?
Yeah, they're
Yes,
at state.
We had regionals Monday, and then none of us qualified for state, so I'm in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
she was
very,
ready. She was
very
ready,
much in
but was there a boy or the boys team qualified for state? Did they not? No, they didn't either.
Mm-mm.
I thought there was somebody I heard from Medina Valley that qualified. Okay.
So who's more competitive, you in basketball or your brother in football?
Me in basketball.
You have pretty tough shoes to fill because he's played a great season this year.
Yeah.
He's able to catch another touchdown pass Friday.
Yeah, no, he's doing really well this season. He seems to really be enjoying his new position, the way he's adjusted. He's doing pretty good.
Y'all are both doing good.
Yep.
Girls, I want to thank y'all and have a good season. I will be there as many times as I can to bring the games to the people that can't be there.
Yep.
Good luck to y'all. Thank
and
y'all
we're
for stopping by.
and we're still looking for advertisers for basketball. So if y'all know anybody that's looking business-wise, need to advertise. Well, there you go. Go get them. Go get them. Hey, girls, thank y'all very much. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with Coach Crisp and football real quick. So, Maury, this is the
Sports for Supper at Sammy's, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Sports for Supper, our 9th edition of the year. We were joined earlier by Coach Griggs for the volleyball team, who is starting a playoff run starting Tuesday, and then Coach Russell, who they had their first week of practice for the Panthers softball team, girls basketball team, excuse me, who made a run in the playoffs and are looking to make another one. And we are joined now by the head football coach, Coach Crisp. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
coming off their first district win. Woo! Let's give it up for them. Yeah.
And it was a big win. It was one that the Panthers needed.
Yeah.
And let's just take some positives out of that. If somebody would have told me after the game that the Panthers scored all 3 of their touchdowns through the air, I don't think too many people would have believed me. But that is what we saw, and y'all exploited what you saw on the other side of the field.
Yeah, no, there were definitely some things there that in our game planning phase that we saw we were going to have some opportunities to take some shots, and we were able to run the ball well enough to kind of set those things up, and the timing of it was just right, and did a great job getting them down there and putting them on target, and those guys hauling them in when they did. I think we had a couple out. We dropped one in the end zone. We had one called back, in all through the air, but it was a run game. I think that we were able to kind of be consistent there. That helped that out.
Yeah, and then I noticed when I was reviewing the video last week that anytime Guerrero led off with a 5-yard gain and a 5-yard gain and a first down, it was play action pass on third down, and y'all were being very successful. I mean, on first down again, being very successful with that play action. But it began with Guerrero running the football.
Yeah, that's who we've been. I mean, I think that's who we've been for about 40 or 60 years. So it's no different. Our kids, they like to get physical and get in there, and any time you can establish the run game, and when you call that play action on first down, when they're expecting you to kind of pound the rock, that's
makes everything click a lot better.
It sure does make play calling a little easier.
How hard was it just to keep the attention of the players and keeping the momentum even after a loss? How hard was it to build their trust and say, hey, we're heading in the right direction, we just need to finish?
Yeah.
And that's what happened last Friday night in Lockhart. The Panthers finished, got a victory. How much does that carry over into this game coming up against Kerrville?
Well, I mean, it had we not won it would have been way harder to kind of get them to focus this week. That it has been a difficult season in terms of just you have to focus on just little successes when you're not winning the overall game, and so keeping guys into it. It's tough, it becomes difficult you start kind of expecting things that you don't want to start expecting. And so that win was huge for us in that regard. And the way we won, right there at the end, it could have gotten away, it should have gotten a little more out of hand had we been able to, not had a touchdown call back. If we had gotten any more of a cushion there, I think we could have gotten them into where they were throwing the ball more. I would have liked a more convincing victory. I think everybody would like that, but you take what you get. And then this week, this is a big one. This one has playoff implications. We win this one. I don't see
about a 90% chance.
I don't see a scenario where we don't get in.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we beat Kerrville, even if Kerrville was to beat Heights, we'd still have the head-to-head on that versus Kerrville. So if I've looked at it right, and I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking at that, just trying to find a way to win.
Now, you went to that last possession that Medina Valley had. Was the play call and the thought process of getting another touchdown because of the positive points, was that anything that was that something that y'all were thinking? Because I didn't think about it when you had said, well, we were down. That didn't even factor in the first couple of games.
I mean, if you're in a comfortable position, you're gonna be concerned about the positive points. At that point, I think I was just trying to. I would have been happy with the win, just like we got by one. I'm fine with that. Going into that game, I wasn't thinking positive points or anything else. It's just find a way to win this. And so, unfortunately, we weren't in that position to. Had we been up 14 with the ball, we would probably, and we got an opportunity to drive down there. You wouldn't kneel it out if you were in field goal range, because you take that field goal because that gives you that positive 17, which is the max you could have got anyway. That does dictate how you would call at the end of the game, even with the lead. But that wasn't the case.
Wasn't that situation?
No, it wasn't.
And one thing that I took away from the game is early in the ball game, you had a young man put the ball on the ground and turn the ball over. Came right back in the next possession. 2 possessions later, throw a touchdown pass, a young man. When he was coming off the field, there was 3 coaches that were talking to him, encouraging him before he even stepped off the field.
Yeah.
And we had that young man here, and we couldn't hardly get a word out of him because he's real quiet.
Yeah.
And just to see that and to see the confidence that y'all had, hey, this game's not over with, and instilling it back in him, that's something that falls on the coach, and that just shows the confidence.
That's the part of the game that's more important than the W's and the L's.
Well, we talk a lot. I mean, we talk a lot about there's going to be ups and downs in every game, just like in life. And so how you respond to the adversity that you face is what your character's made of. And so, and if we're throwing our clip, throwing things on the ground as coaches and flipping out and all that kind of stuff and yelling at kids, that's not helping them get out. We talk about it's the next play. That's the only thing that matters. Everything else is in the past. You can't change it. And so the only thing you have control of is your effort, your attitude, and what happens in the next play. And so let's move forward and try to move forward. Even when you're getting buried with just negative things, we're still trying to find a way to look forward, move forward, and get beyond those things.
How has the practices looked so far, Coach, going up to this important meeting with Kerrville-Tivy? I think this week's been a pretty sharp week for us. And so I'm pretty confident in the game plan we've got. I think we match up well with Kerrville. It's not I couldn't tell you one way or the other. It's going to be a fight. It'll be much like probably last Friday, in that they're going to get some on us, we'll get some on them, and it's not going to be a runaway either way. It's going to come down to probably some kind of special teams or just something good happening for one of us either way. Last year we had two big special teams plays that really kind of pulled us away there. They fumbled, they muffed a punt early on, and we got the ball on the one and were able to pound it in. We scored 2 touchdowns offensively that were just big plays, busts on their end. And then we had we ran a fake punt at the very end just to try to keep possession. We ended up getting a touchdown out of it.
Shocked everybody.
Yeah.
What a great call. That's one of those, what are you doing? Oh, great call.
Yeah,
great
you're a hero or an idiot,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the tough part of being the head coach and being the play caller. But it worked out for y'all, and it propelled y'all into the playoffs.
Sure did.
Great call that time.
Are they run heavy, pass heavy?
They're going to be more run heavy, particularly I think they had a young man go down, unfortunately for them, last week versus Floresville, who was probably their leading receiver, big tall kid who was, very good hands, a lot of speed. We hope he, heals quickly. I believe he plays basketball, but I think he had a pretty tough injury last week, and so they've been a little bit more run heavy than they have in the past. They've got a couple quarterbacks, and they got a little wildcat type guy they put back there and they've got a couple good backs that can really tote the rock, and so this one may be over by 9 o'clock if everybody's keeping it on the ground.
Yeah.
It's
well, the first quarter last week was over in a hurry.
The first half was over really quick.
Yeah. The first quarter there were 3 possessions. Yeah. Because I think in y'all's second possession, not even about the third play, y'all ran and went into the second quarter. So it was a quick first quarter.
Yep. We're here.
It's here. It's last regular season home game. And we're hoping we get a flip or something for the first round of the playoffs and get one back over here.
Yeah, not likely.
That's right. They don't do that anymore.
Update us on the other sports. Tennis doubles wins district.
Yeah, they won district. They won by district and lost an area to Bernie Champion. And so cross country, girls won district. Boys got second place. Both teams advanced to regionals, and I think they both placed right there around 16th as a team in regionals. None of them advanced past there, but I know swim is kind of getting into their season a little bit. Golf's. I think they've gone to one tournament. They got another one coming up here pretty quick. We've got obviously volleyball's in the playoffs. They'll be playing next Tuesday. I'm sure y'all. Yeah, well it's getting real. Everybody asks, when football season's over, you got a lot of time, right? It's like, no.
That's why I wanted to ask the question here, because there's a lot going on in your play.
Yeah, girls basketball kicked off last week. Boys started today, I think. We've got middle school football just finished Tuesday. They're going to start basketball. They're having their tryouts tomorrow. Middle school volleyball stops this weekend. They'll start basketball next week.
Volleyball game tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah.
Bernie, starts at 5 o'clock.
Dwayne said, and then big middle school volleyball game at Bernie tomorrow night, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and then they'll have the district tournaments for them this weekend as well.
Saturday,
so it doesn't slow down. It's kind of a year-round thing.
Full plate when you're the athletic director, right?
Yeah, I could. If anybody has a cloning machine, I'll take it.
Yeah. All right.
But one question, Coach. We saw a few new faces out there last week. are we going to get a program that has their name in the rooms?
Actually.
Oh, you know what it was? We went with a different, and I did. I think I
you sent it to me, and I forwarded it to Jared's email, and he may not have printed it out.
That's what he dropped the ball.
No, I sent it to Jared. But no, and I looked at that one though. But like number 4, I think he tore his uniform at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
we had
game.
some torn uniforms too.
Yeah.
So these were the uniforms they wanted to go all white, and you know what? I'm like, at this point,
those were the uniforms
whatever's
that have been
make
sewed.
You happy, if it's going to help you play better, we'll wear whatever.
But those are the ones that have been sewn down the side.
So they had been altered, and so we had an issue with them a couple years back where they were tearing all the time. Remember, Charlie's was usually hanging off pretty bad, and so we had a couple of those that just got ripped off, and so I know Tymir's got torn off fairly early, and he was wearing 18. He goes in with 99. And I think Tomaselli had to go back in wearing 4
yes.
And so, we had to change a couple of them out. But we brought extra because we knew that was going to happen.
Coach Shearhart gave me 5 changes before the game even started. And we're looking for a roster because there's no roster. We go over to their side. There's no roster. I send a thing out to Coach Shearhart, and he brings me the program from last week's game between Kerrville, Tivy, and Lockhart. So I had theirs, and I had ours, and I said over the radio, and the people that were listening, I bet I got 15 people that went on Max Preps to send me Lockhart's thing to help me out.
But we'll be
so
back.
So 99 was Timir
at I noticed that.
I kept saying I don't have.
No, y'all.
I don't have
somebody
a name for
somebody
him.
was somebody had made the correction.
Yeah, I apologize for that. No,
Jeff dropped the ball. Is what you said.
Okay.
So
Blame me.
it on Jeff.
Blame me.
Hey, there you go. At least it ain't me this time.
I'll take it.
Well, Coach Chris, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, as always.
Good luck Friday. I'll probably see you tomorrow.
Let's go get in the playoffs. Let's go get in the playoffs.
That's the plan.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Got it. Thank you.
Good luck Friday.
Appreciate it.
Good luck, man. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with a couple of the football players. This is Medina Valley Broadcast Network and Sports for Supper.
Welcome back to Sports for Supper. We turn it over to 3 of the football players that are joining us this evening. We're going to start on the end. Name, number, grade you're in.
I'm Joe Tarvin. I'm number 44, and I'm a senior.
And what position do you play?
Defensive line.
We all know what position he plays. He's been here before. Tarvin, tell us, man. Tell us. Are you going to lead us to a victory this weekend?
I want to do my best. I'm going to do my job, and that's all I can do.
But, good players do their job, right?
Yes, sir.
Great players, the team does their job with them. You make players around you better. And what you've done this year, every time that you're rushing, and you're rushing up the field, you're rushing the quarterback, you're forcing the ball inside, you're forcing it to your teammates. That's what makes a good player. You're doing your job, and you're forcing the other players to do their jobs.
Yes, sir.
So you keep doing what you're doing, and great things are going to happen, and you're going to get us in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Joe, what size is the guy going to be trying to block you?
Tell him it doesn't matter how big he is.
Will you let him finish?
We don't have size, but from film they look decent size. Their whole line looks pretty good.
They've been moving you around quite
yes,
a bit
sir.
These last few games. Do you like that? Do you like moving around, or would you rather just stay on one side?
It honestly depends on the game. Sometimes the stunts, I don't like them, but you have to run them just so it works out. The whole defense can work together. But I'm fine with whatever. I love just hitting people. So anywhere on the O-line I have to go, I'll do it.
How much has it meant for you for your dad to be in the stands watching you every week. He got out of his coaching job to watch you play your senior year. How much has that meant for you?
It's really cool. I mean, he's never really gotten to watch all these games in a row, and he might be more critical than he usually is, but
he's got more time.
It means a lot to have him watching my games.
Yeah, he's got more time to spend with you, to help you, to teach you, to learn. Yeah,
but I mean, he's not that dad that gets on you constantly. He's one that tells you, "Hey, son, you played a pretty good game."
Yes, sir.
Last night, and I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir.
Let's go fishing.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So what goes through your mind? You know, the big defensive guy, and then you have to go out there and make an extra point. What actually is harder? Getting motivated to make an extra point, knowing that if I miss this extra point, we may lose this ball game. Where I know I can sack the quarterback the next time we go out there, but this kick might be worth more than that quarterback sack. I mean, how do you get prepared to be this big, mean giant on defense and then have to go out there and make an extra point?
Honestly, when he put me in, I was like, oh, God, this isn't going to be good. But I went out there and just made it. Like, nothing was in my mind. Just kicked the ball, and it went in. So,
you know, the funny thing is, too, on the kickoffs and the punts, you handle those jobs also. And I don't know how many times we say –
on the tackle, Joe Tarvin.
Tomaselli turns him in on the edge, and right to Joe Tarvin makes the tackle, and it's like, oh, this is your kicker out there making tackles.
we got a good kicker, right?
Yeah, got a real good one. Any other sports, Joe?
Basketball and track.
So you missed basketball last year. How, after the playoff run in football, are you enthused about getting back there on the court? Because I'm sure the next young man we're going to talk to is going to be right there beside you on the basketball court. So is that something that you really – did you miss that a bunch last year?
I mean, yeah, I miss playing sports, like, in general. But this year, I'm solely focused on football right now. And when basketball comes, I'll be
It'll get there when it gets there.
I'll be invested in that.
Well, Joe, thank you very much. You're going to move the microphone over to the touchdown machine here. Name, number, and position, and what grade you're in?
My name is Tristan Hill. I'm number 13, and I play wide receiver, and I'm a senior.
What is your total on touchdowns this year? How many have you had so far?
3, but I should have 4.
Now, why do you say that?
The one of them I caught, I was in bounds. They just ruled me out.
And which game was that?
The Southwest game.
You were in bounds?
Yes.
We saw it, too, and we even said it.
That was the one in the corner over there? Yeah. I thought it was pretty close.
What is your favorite pass route? What route, when it's called?
Favorite pass route.
When it's called in the huddle, which one are you saying, oh, this is coming to me?
The go.
The go.
That's an easy one.
But you've caught a bunch over the middle, too. So, I mean –
well, they don't call it sluggo. I know I heard you call it sluggo once on the broadcast the other night, but y'all call it the slant and go, or the slant, or what do y'all call it, or a 2 route or a 3 route,
yeah. Anything.
So is it up to you to read the defense, whether you're going to cut it in and do a crossing, or is it you, or are you going to slow down and get that guy to suck up and then blow past him?
There's a lot of choice routes I have where I'm reading the defense, so
nice.
I know I just usually pick and choose my battles, and I know I have pretty good size advantages on some of these corners, so I just read the defense and make my move.
So you did not play last year. We talked to you before you came back. No regrets? Are you having fun out there?
Oh, of course, most definitely. My senior year, football has been really great for me. I'm just focused on Friday to get this playoff. I want to push this a little bit further.
So is that something, sorry, Maury, but is that something that y'all have really been talking about? I mean, do y'all know what's on the line Friday night? Not to the point where it's like making y'all make mistakes because you're worried about it, but to the point where y'all have used it as motivation this week in practice.
Most definitely. I'm going to totally be honest with you. It's been one of those things that's been constantly running through all of our heads, for sure. Because Friday is a big night. I believe we've never beat Tybee at home in a really long time.
It's been a while.
It's been like a really long time. So it's just one of those things where it's do or die really, and it's senior night. So.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. It's senior night.
So perfect scenario, Tristan Hill touchdown. Can you make a prediction? 1 or 2 scores?
Yeah, let's say how many, not when or if. How many?
I want to win.
There you go. Good answer.
I bet you the next person I talk to and I ask him if he's going to have a pick 6 or a fumble recovery, he's going to say I'm going to get one. So go for it, Tristan.
That's all right. Just you know what?
Tell us.
A win.
Tell us you're going to get a win and
it
a touchdown.
Doesn't matter.
A win and a touchdown in the back of the end zone.
There you go. You play any other? Well, I know you play basketball. Any other sports?
No, just basketball, and that's coming up, and if you know that's my main sport. But I'm just so happy to just still be in a helmet right now.
We had the 2 lefties on when we had
Iverson and George.
Yeah, when we had Norm, Coach Gallion on here.
They're
looking forward to playing, but. Let's finish football first.
Yeah, of course.
You can go to basketball in about 4 or 5 weeks because I'm not ready for football to be over.
I got a question about basketball though. Can anybody on the team throw it down this year? Oh my God, y'all are having to think about it. Come on now.
I haven't tried to jump it a long
time. Tarvin said he hadn't tried yet, so we'll see.
We'll see when we get there.
All right, because the best thing in basketball is that fast breakaway 2-hand dunk. Yeah, I mean that gets everybody going.
Yeah.
So we'll look forward to that in about a month.
He said he'll work on that for you.
He'll work
Jeff.
on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Tristan, thank you very much.
No
Pass
problem.
the mic down. Name, number. You know the routine.
Yes, sir. My name is Michael Tomaselli. I'm a defensive back. I'm number 5, and I'm a senior.
Well, you were actually number 4.
I was number 4 last game, yes, sir.
So you were telling the story about
Yes,
that
sir.
before the game finished.
So
how did that occur?
Pre-game, so it all even before I even put the jersey on my pads, it was ripped, and we were just discussing it, me and my coaches, and we went out for pre-game wearing number 5, and then I went back in, and then they just said they didn't want me off the field if it rips, so they ripped it off, and they gave me number 4, and I stayed in from there. So I didn't have to rip and cut. It didn't rip, and I had to come out.
So when you put on your jersey, I've seen it sometimes in some of the college. Do y'all put that 2-way tape to make it stick to you?
They don't do that.
No. I mean,
those jerseys, they look tight.
Those jerseys are pretty tight. Yes, sir.
That's what a lineman do normally. Linemen would put the 2-way tape on there so that they can't grab your jerseys when you're blocked and stuff. Secondary guys don't do that. They're fresh air guys.
Talking about the last possession that Lockhart had, and we had talked about.
Tuve got a double.
We're talking about.
Sorry. World Series is on.
Talking about the play you made 3 years ago on the extra point, where we run the 2-point conversion back, and at the time, it didn't seem like it made any difference. I mean, like it was going to ended up that special teams or that special teams play. And we kept thinking, oh, man, are they going to go for 2 or are they going to go for the
extra point?
He missed it badly.
Yeah, he shanked it pretty good. It was wide left.
Somebody was
yes, sir.
from the right side with the pressure.
It was.
I'm all right. We're doing our coach's show right now.
It was our other corner, Damian Lloyd. He came in and tipped it.
You want to be interviewed or what?
He rushed out.
Oh yeah.
I could put you on air right now.
It was blocked. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we could talk about the Churchill defense and what's all going on with that, and where is the defense?
How do y'all break up the offense, defense, special teams?
Have you? I hadn't even seen your scores here recently.
So they put the best players out there. On front,
like
you want the fastest, best tacklers out there. On extra point, you want the most secured blockers. Same thing with kickoff. You want the fastest, best tacklers. Kickoff return, you want the best blockers and returners. So when we go out there, it's just they put the best people out there.
But then when do y'all? Is there a certain day that you practice just the special teams, or is that an every practice occurrence? Or
it's we work on every day. It's an everyday type of thing. So every day we'll come in and practice. And be like, all right, today's a kickoff type of day. So we'll go out there, work all our types of kickoffs, and then the next day be like, all right, so now it's a return type of day. So work all our different types of returns and all that. So
I always watch when the national anthem and all that is being played, what color are we going to be wearing Friday night?
Oh, my headband?
Yeah, of course.
My headband.
You think that ain't noticed?
I changed it up.
Yeah, it's colorful.
Senior night.
Yeah, what can we expect?
I don't know. It's probably a game day type of decision. I have both of them. I have the white and the rainbow in my locker. Since it's October, I'll probably rock the breast cancer one, the rainbow.
Good for a good cause.
Yeah.
Very good cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how do you make your decision which one you're going to go out there with?
It's actually what you just said. It's just when I take off my helmet, it's just what people think. I like the white. I like the white. It feels good. I love the rainbow though too. The rainbow probably feels the best, but the white matches our jerseys.
So
uniforms for this Friday, what are they going to be?
Yeah, what colors?
Honestly,
do y'all get to pick them or
no, sir?
No, y'all don't.
I'm hoping it's all black for Tyvee's funeral. That's what I'm.
I love that.
We got a prediction. We got a prediction.
That's what I'm feeling.
So we gonna have a pick six or just an interception or both? Or
no, I'm gonna put the game away with the pick six. I want to make
early.
Sure. Yes, sir. I want to make sure they know.
You play any other sports, Mike?
Yes, sir. I play track and soccer.
And you're the goalie, right?
Yes, sir.
How hard is that?
It's not that hard from being a safety. I mean, as a safety, I can have my corners behind me, making some plays behind me if I come up, but I can't have that as a goalie. So I just got to be more secure. But it's a lot more. It's.
You can't hit anybody though.
I mean, to a point. But it's real fun. I like it a lot.
You wear those big
old gloves.
Hamburger helper mitts?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are they
padded?
Are they stick them like the gloves?
Sort of they have padding to them because those balls, when people kick them, they aren't necessarily soft, right? So you want to protect your palms and your fingers, but at the same time, you have to have some type of grip. That's how you catch. So if they're dull, you're not catching much. So there's a little stick 'em to them.
Well, Mikey, thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, guys.
Let's get a win, and
yes, sir.
You know what? It's time for Tyvee to cut off those antlers and move on.
Have some fun while you're there, man.
Absolutely,
Yes,
guys. Enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Thank you all for coming.
Yes,
and that we will take our last break for Sports for Supper for Sammy's, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
Welcome back to Sports for Supper at Sammy's. And Dwayne, we had a great show. We were joined early by Coach Griggs, coming off of a winning season and once again making the playoffs. That's kind of a contingent for the volleyball team. Coach Griggs, over 400 and something wins now under her belt. You know, it's kind of expected.
It is expected now.
That's hard when it's expected to keep it up.
Well, and I wanted to make those few points. The district's getting tougher, and we got a target on the back. Everybody wants to beat Medina Valley, so it's tougher to do every year, and then it gets tougher and tougher to advance in the playoffs. But just getting there, and the schedule that she brought to the team this year was tough, but they made the playoffs. They did what they needed to do. They're in the third spot. They got a tough game on Tuesday, but I think they're going to win Tuesday.
Well, and you had a daughter that played. You have another one that is playing now. It's not just the school that it's in. It's being dedicated, and it's the off season. It's the club ball.
I was just going to say
that is important.
The coaches do a good job, but they can only do so much. These girls have got to work year round, and
the dedication is there.
And you have to now. If you don't do it, you can't compete. So you've got to play the sports that you love year round in order to compete now.
And that's something that baseball has the opportunity to do.
Softball,
basketball, football doesn't. I mean, there's no way to put on pads after the year.
But you can condition, you can work out. There's stuff you can do, but you're right. You can't do it year round.
You can't do it, and that's probably for a reason because it's a contact sport.
And you got to take a break.
Hard.
I think you need to take breaks on all these sports and give yourself some time off and not dedicate yourself so much to one sport.
Well, and you said that, and that's one thing that I'm seeing now, and I'm hoping that a lot of these players don't get burned out.
Right.
Until they get there, because I know my two nephews and my niece, they wanted to play and they played as much as they can. Never got burned out, but it you can't say it doesn't take the toll. Your body needs a break
yes, it
once
does.
in a while.
And I'm a big proponent of a two-sport kid. Play two sports, at least two sports.
I'm a proponent of play what you want to play. If it's 3, play 3. If it's 4, play 4.
Right.
I mean, because your break is summer. And I know nowadays it's almost year-round.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be doing stuff year-round anyway, when's your break going to happen?
I'll give you an example. Volleyball.
So play everything.
It's coming to the end right now, right? And as soon as it finishes, they're going to be jumping November. They'll be jumping into club volleyball. And club volleyball goes all the way till May. Or pretty much in May, and then you jump into the summer program that the school puts on, and then you're back in August playing regular high school games. So it's year round. It's tough. It's grueling.
It is, and you got to think about it this way too. We're a 5A school, 1,900 students. The more we grow, the more individualized these sports are going to become.
Yep, absolutely.
Because you will get kids that will do just one sport. You see it though, day after day, time after time, where these major coaches, Nick Saban, coaches like that in NCAAs, pro coaches, they talk about they would rather have a multi-sport athlete than they would have an individual athlete. But if that individualized athlete is pretty damn good, they're going to take that individual. Don't make it.
Right.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So if you're a basketball player and you play football, or you're a football player and you run track, all of that stuff helps you in some form or another. It could be you're building strength and muscles that you don't use in one sport or the other.
For your body at the very least.
You're doing things differently that will help you in other sports. And that's why football coaches for years have pushed track. Why do they push track? Because of the running,
conditioning,
the conditioning, and the stamina and the competitiveness that track breeds into
all sports.
All sports,
not just football.
Yeah. So it's great to hear these kids that are doing a lot of things. I mean, and we're still, even though we're 1,900 kids and growing by the second, we're still a small school district, and we still have the same kids doing everything.
Yeah.
And so they need to keep doing as much as they want to do. I've always said, when you're in middle school, play every sport you can. But when you get to high school, you need to find the ones you like more. And you need to do those more. I didn't say do that more. You need to do those more.
I've always said try them all when you're young. Find the ones you like and stick to those.
Yep. And, we've had a great show. I want to just say one thing, that Jared Lucky who usually is one of the co-hosts, is not here. And he has a good reason for not being here. Him and his wife welcomed in a new baby girl yesterday at 11 o'clock.
11:30.
11:30 a.m. So congratulations to Jared Lucky and his wife Shannon for bringing a beautiful baby girl into the world. And he may be able to work the game Friday. If not, Jeff and I will take over. You'll have to put up with me with the play-by-play. But
Adeline Rose Lucky.
So,
born at 11:32 a.m., 5 pounds, 11 ounces, 19 and a quarter inches long. And she and Mama are doing well, and we're so happy for them and can't wait to meet Miss Adeline. She is doing well.
Absolutely. And
she'll be up here helping us broadcast in a couple years.
Pretty quick.
Yep.
I want to thank
and we'll have to calm Jared down at the softball games because he's going to be on. He's going to want to do softball by then, Maury. So
I want to thank Dwayne Garza for stepping up and filling in for us. He was a regular on this show, and when it was brought just a thought in everybody's mind. So Dwayne, thank you for filling in.
You're welcome.
Well, he tried to
always great. Dwayne is the voice of Panther volleyball, and he does a tremendous job. If you ever tune in, he paints you a pretty picture.
He is definitely the best volleyball announcer
he's like
around.
Picasso with a mic in front of him with a brush.
Well, tune in Tuesday night and support the Panthers. We'll have it live if you can't make it out there.
Dwayne tried to go off and get syndicated, and sorry you didn't make it in your syndication there, Dwayne. You gotta come back and fill in at Sports for Supper, and we're glad to have you filling back in.
Absolutely. So with that said, for Jeff Stivers, Dwayne Garza, I'm Maury Stein saying good night.
Go Astros.
God bless, and have a happy and safe Halloween.